If your nail clipper just won't cut no matter how many times you try, then it's time to use this super quick sharpening trick. When a nail clipper gets dull, it doesn't cut cleanly. Don't toss it out yet. With just a few simple steps, you can sharpen your nail clipper right at home. No special tools needed. A bit of sandpaper or even kitchen aluminum foil is enough to get it cutting clean again. It's a quick, super useful DIY trick that saves money and extends the life of your everyday tools. Let's bring it back to sharp in just a few minutes. And this is where the spark plug comes in as a special sharpening tool. The white ceramic part is extremely hard, perfect for sharpening the two cutting edges of a nail clipper effectively. To get the ceramic piece, you just need to cut off the metal shell of the spark plug. Use a mini cutter and cut around the steel casing until it separates. I'll clearly mark the exact spot you need to cut on the spark plug, because cutting at the right point makes it very easy to remove the metal shell. Once you cut along the correct line, the steel casing will quickly crack and pop off the inner core. Letting you take out the white ceramic piece cleanly without cutting too much or wasting effort. This trick makes removing the ceramic core more precise and safer. The ceramic part of the spark plug has two different sections. The upper part is smooth, slim, and polished, while the lower section is rougher and more textured. This rough area has a naturally gritty surface that gives you better friction when sharpening the clipper blades. After removing the ceramic core, just clean it with a bit of WD-40 to get rid of any metal dust or grease left on it. Give the surface a light spray, then wipe it a few times with a tissue or cloth. The ceramic will be clean, dry, and ready to use as a sharpening tool. By cleaning it beforehand, the sharpening process becomes smoother and prevents any leftover metal debris from scratching the clipper blades. Next, to polish the blades after the initial sharpening with the rough ceramic, I'll make a simple tool. Just wrap a piece of fine sandpaper, 1000 to 2000 grit, around a small wooden stick or the tip of a screwdriver. Then secure it with tape. This small, handy tool lets you reach the blade edges easily. Just a few light strokes and the metal surface becomes smooth again, with no sharp bumps or burrs left. The ceramic part of the spark plug is great for sharpening the outer surface because it's hard and gritty, but it can't reach the tiny inner gap of the nail clipper blades. That gap is very narrow, so using only the spark plug won't let you sharpen the inner edges, the part that actually determines how well the clipper cuts. with a fine grit sandpaper tool I just made. You can slide it right into the inner gap, scrub both sides evenly, and completely clean up the worn edges. This way, the nail clipper gets fully sharpened from the outside to the inside, making it much sharper and cutting smoothly again. I'll use one edge of the rough ceramic section at the bottom of the spark plug to sharpen exactly along the blade edge that needs restoring. This edge is both hard and naturally abrasive, so when you place it against the clipper's cutting line and slide it back and forth, it grinds directly into the dull metal. Thanks to its sharp edge and compact size, you can control it very precisely. Now I'm going to attach the spark plug ceramic piece to a drill and turn it into a high-speed sharpening bit. Just secure the ceramic firmly in the drill's chuck. Set the speed to medium, and you got a highly effective mini grinding stone. After the rough sharpening with the spark plug ceramic, the worn metal layer on the blades has been removed, and the dull spots and tiny chips are almost gone. The cutting edge already looks noticeably sharper, but it's still a bit rough and not completely smooth when you test it. This is a perfect stage to move on to fine polishing. The rough work is done, the blade angle has been reshaped, and with just a bit more refining, the nail clipper will be as sharp as new. Now I'll move on to fine polishing to finish the blade edge. I'll start by smoothing the outer edge first to bring back the initial sharpness. Press the fine sandpaper against the outer edge, then slide it evenly along the length of the blade. During sharpening, you can also spray a little WD-40 to make the metal surface smoother and reduce friction. A light spray on the blade or the sandpaper creates a thin oil layer that helps metal particles come off more easily, while preventing the blade from getting deep scratches as you polish. This is a small trick, but it's very effective for taking your sharpening to the next level. After just a few passes, the metal begins to shine, and the rough marks from the first sharpening are smoothed out. Once the outer edge is clean and has a good level of sharpness, I'll switch to polishing the inside to fully complete the blade. Now I move on to sharpening the inner edges of the nail clipper, the part that actually determines how well it cuts. Using the rolled fine grit sandpaper tool, I gently slide it into the blade gap and rub along the inner curve. Since the gap is quite narrow, each stroke needs to be even and light to maintain the correct blade angle. After just a few passes, tiny worn spots and burrs are removed, and the inner surface becomes smooth and shiny. Once both inner edges are evenly sharpened, the blades close more tightly and deliver a clean, precise cut. After sharpening, the nail clipper has regained perfect sharpness. The outer edge is smooth and polished. The inner edge fits tightly and cleanly, with no more dull spots or tiny chips. When you test it, the cut goes straight and precise with just light pressure, giving that perfectly smooth feel like when it was new. This sharpening method shows noticeable results from the very first try. By combining rough sharpening with the spark plug ceramic and fine polishing with the sandpaper tool, the clipper blades are fully restored from the outside in. The edges are sharp, the surface smooth, with no chips or burrs, making nail trimming quick, clean, and precise. Compared to manual sharpening or other simple methods, this approach saves time, achieves high accuracy, and significantly extends the life of your nail clipper. So, with just a few simple steps, from removing the ceramic from a spark plug to rough sharpening and then fine polishing using a homemade tool and a drill, you can revive a dull nail clipper and make it as sharp as new. This method not only saves money but also puts seemingly discarded materials to good use, turning them into highly practical DIY tools. With this small but effective trick, every nail care session becomes easier, faster, and far more precise than ever